Hey, good afternoon. I just want to apologize in advance. I'm in my backyard, so to speak, but I was trying to find a nice, picturesque place. Unfortunately, there is a lot of traffic. Well, not a lot. There's less traffic over here than where I would have shot. So, in advance, I want y'all to forgive me for the noise that you may hear, whether it's a car or a helicopter or dogs running by. But I wanted you to know, as always, that you are more than enough. I need to remind you that you are the prize. Whether you have a gap tooth, missing teeth, spaced out teeth, stained teeth, flat nose, crooked nose, big nose, slanted eyes, rounded eyes, bumpy skin, smooth skin, dark skin, light skin, you are amazing. You are incredible. You're beautiful. And you are the standard of beauty. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And for real, it sounds like a cliche, but the reality is beauty comes from within. And so, whether your smile is crooked, whether your teeth are crooked, whether you have a gap, people will see the beauty radiating from your energy. It's very, very important for you to remind yourself and for you to get it in your spirit how valuable and important you are. Just because you're alive, because you have breath in your body, you are valuable. And I think it's so important for you to know that there are people and things and forces that will try to convince you otherwise, and they do a good job. You see things on social media, things on TV, things in movies and magazines that don't look like you, don't sound like you, don't act like you, and they try to make that the norm. But normal is boring, and being authentically you, being set apart, being unique is a beautiful thing. You have something that no one else has. You have tapped into the power of you. So the more you love this yourself, the more you respect yourself, the more you get to know yourself, you'll realize just how valuable and important you are. And so I apologize for these cars coming by, but it's so very, very important, and these bugs flying around. It's so very important that you realize how valuable you are, how important you are. As I mentioned, the forces, there's so much I could say, but people will try to dim your light. It doesn't make them shine any brighter. The reality is, and I'm going left for a minute, the people who try to dim your light, there's this thing called reading. You know, oftentimes growing up, we hear people saying, "Ooh, he could read or she could read. Oh, you don't want to mess with them because they will cut you deep." And you know, for a while we celebrate and applaud that, oh, they can read, they can read. But as I start to do the work on myself, and this is no shade, this is just where I am, the people who read, who have the best clapbacks, who have the best comebacks, that are vicious and shut people up and get people off their back, usually there's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt involved. And so, although I'm not trying to be a therapist, but I love therapy, therapy is working for me. Instead of looking at and applauding people for how good they read or how deep the cuts are and how the comebacks, I'm looking at, wow, what happened to them? What about that unhealed part? So that's another story. It goes into the whole thing of people projecting. And there are a lot of people, and I can speak for myself, who see who I was created to be and who I strive to be, the person I'm cultivating myself, the spirit man. And they want it for themselves. They don't want to do the work. They don't know all the stuff that I've been through. A lot of them wouldn't survive, and the same story for a lot of you. Um, but when they can't get the responses that you get, the reactions that you get, the attention that you get, they will try to, as they say, take you down a peg and try to knock you and this and the other. And you have to be strong enough within yourself to know yourself to say, you know what? That ain't my stuff. That's your stuff. I understand it. I'm not taking that on. Sometimes you can just shut it down and walk away, and sometimes you can just be sitting right there looking at them and psh, 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 blocking out all the foolish negativity that's coming. I'm always, 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 and it's a broken record in a good way. I'm always telling you to love yourself, to be kind to yourself, to like yourself, to respect yourself, to be honest with yourself, and to know that you need to forgive yourself and give yourself the authority, the agency to learn and grow and move and change your mind and know that you are not your failures. And unless you've absolutely given up, you haven't failed. You just may have made a misstep and may need to try again. So just keep in mind, I keep coming back to the reality of respect yourself, love yourself, know yourself, be honest with yourself. And as we go through this thing called life that has no blueprint, no guidebook, everybody's journey is different. And there's a beauty in respecting other people's journeys, whether we understand it, whether we like it, whatever. Just because people are human, just because they live on this earth with us, they deserve respect. And so, live your life. Again, as a lot of people say, as Nia Long said, and other people follow, I drink a lot of water and mind my business. And you can live and let live. There are a lot of things I don't do, I don't understand, it's not to my liking, but it does not affect my life one way or the other. It's not taking away from my money, it's not taking away from my housing, it's not taking away from my health. So live and let live. And that's a part of the beauty of other people, of other cultures. So learning, being diverse, being open, being exposed to different things. And I go back to, I just want you guys to know how amazing you are. Whether the world tells you or not, you have to know it for yourself. You're absolutely amazing. And as I haven't said this quote in a while, or told this story in a while, but I used to say all the time, and those of you who've known me for a while know, the Winans had a song in the 80s called For We May Never Know. And basically what it talks about is how by you just doing what you're supposed to do and living your life authentically, there are a lot of people who are positively impacted. They will never tell you, they may never get the opportunity, they may be too afraid, they may not want you to shine more than you are, they may not want you to know just how much you've impacted their lives. But so the point is, you may never know just by living your life how powerful, how life changing it is in a positive way for other people. So keep doing you. Keep living your best life, whatever that is. And at this point, if this is your best life, and then as you learn more and expose to more, this becomes your best life, then you move on up to your best life. And don't feel sorry about growing and about changing, about moving, and about everybody's not on this journey with you for the long haul. Some people are meant to get you to this place and that place and that place, and the same with you. You're meant to take people to other places, or to go with people to certain places, and that's okay. Change is inevitable, and sometimes we get stuck because we hold on too long to what's familiar or what feels good or what we know, even when it doesn't feel good, because we're used to it or we recognize it. We try to navigate around it when it's time to let go of it. So having said all that, I'm going to close now because I'm coming up on 9 or 10 minutes. But again, I just had in my spirit to let you know how valuable, or to remind you how valuable, or to encourage you, to inspire you to remember how valuable, amazing, and dynamic you are. And I wanted to do it out in nature. I didn't want to do it from a bedroom. So it's hot outside. I'm about to go in. But you're a survivor. You've made it thus far. And it ain't over until it's over. So keep on pushing. Oh, I have to say this. This is important. Life happens. And as humans, we have feelings, we have emotions. Honor your feelings. Don't act like they don't exist. Don't pretend that you're okay when you're not. Go ahead and honor your feelings. Just don't act from it. So it's okay to feel whatever it is you're feeling. Your feelings are valid because they are yours. They don't need an explanation. They don't need a picture. They don't need your feelings are valid. And for those who can't stop and understand, oh, see, this is what, like an apology. When you tell somebody that they've offended you, whether they meant to or not, the proper response to telling someone what they've done, or what they said, or what they did or didn't do, and how it offended you is, oh, I'm sorry. That's the first thing. And then you can go on and explain if there is an explanation, if you think there's more that needs to be said, then you can say it. But the first thing, sometimes the first wrong thing is, I am so sorry. I had no idea that I did that. That was not my intention, whatever the case would be. But too many times there are people who, when you bring up something they've done or did or are doing or said or done, they will try to deflect and say, well, you did, well, you did, well, you did. That's not the time. If I did all this stuff, why don't you bring it up at another time? Why did you wait until I brought up the thing that you did wrong? But by you deflecting, by people deflecting and saying what you did or what the person did, whatever it may be, they're not focusing on the issue at hand. And so there's no growth. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. When someone speaks to you, if you care enough about the person, you care enough about yourself to change, hear them out. Understand where they're coming from, why they feel that way, why they reacted that way, why they responded that way, and deal with that. And then when you've dealt with that, then you can come back to them with whatever it is your grievances were. But don't have a whole bunch of grievances with somebody and hold on to them, and don't be honest with yourself. And then once they bring up something about yours, all of a sudden you got all this stuff to say. Garbage. Anyway, you're more than enough. I love you. Make this day, make this week, make this month, make this year, make your life amazing. I love you on purpose, and it's for free.